Hi guys, it's Claudia. Welcome back. Today we're talking about a Snake Clan warrior cat named Shadefang. He was not originally owned or played by me. He was played by a roommate, but now I own him, so I will continue playing him. In this video, we're just pretty much going to be talking about him at the beginning of the game, roleplay, and then pretty much up to date. So in the very beginning, when we first started playing, he found this cat named Garpaw in the woods, who I'll have a video on, and he has a ton of history. But originally, he was a mystic cat that Shadefang found on Snakeland territory and ended up kind of adopting him, and he was actually mentoring him and all that good stuff. They had a really good relationship when Garpaw was growing up. Shadefang was in this really cool one of first, not like the first, but this Easter event that we played, where each clan had two cats and they all had to try to hunt this jackalope creature. I'll have links to the session recap if you want to read all of it. I'm just gonna kind of pick out a few details that specifically have to do with Shadefang. It was him and Briarslip that went on this mission. They didn't end up winning. They did fight with Mystic Clan a little bit. Shadefang specifically fought with Marshstalk. And in the end of the mission, they didn't win, but they did bring back some supplies, I guess you could say. Briarslip brought back a fish, and funny enough, Shadefang brought back a container of marshmallows, which he shared with Garpaw, and it was really, really cute. Pretty much once Garpaw became Garscale, they would go and fight Mystic a lot. That's just during that time Mystic and Snake are their borders are really close, and they kind of always fight. Eventually, Shadefang, started not really being interested in Robin Stride, but Mama Star kind of suggested that they had kits because the clan needed more kits, and so he ended up doing that and had two kits with her, Crow Kit and Spirit Kit. He wasn't a bad father or anything like that. He was definitely very busy. Mama Star was always kind of sending cats out on missions and patrols and stuff like that. And he was one of the main stronger characters in the game roleplay, so he went out a lot and was kind of busy with that. He had this great feat during one of the sessions where he killed an anaconda, which was pretty cool. He was just kind of overall a cool cat. A lot of the other clans his clan looked up to him. Once his kits grew up and became warriors, so Ginger Paw became Ginger Belly and Crow Paw became Crow Spirit. He started being interested in Briarslip. And again, I think Mamba Star had a little bit to do with that, kind of persuading people to have more kits and stuff, which I talk a little bit more in Robin Stride's video. Okay, and now this is kind of spoilery, I guess. Not really. Shadefang doesn't know yet, but so Briarslip ended up having one kid, which I'll talk about in a second, like the session, but he doesn't know that it's not his kit. And again, I'll kind of talk more specifically about this in Garscale and Briarslip's video, but Garscale and Briarslip actually were dating and seeing each other for a long time, but secretly, because Garscale was supposed to be dating Briarslip's sister, because Mamba Star kind of put them together, mostly because Dark Frost is her name, was interested in Garscale, and she is one of Mamba Star's sisters. So Mamba Star was like, oh, okay, you want this weird little guy? Sure, since I'm leader and he's not even, really Snake Clan, I'll make sure you can, have whatever man you want, or whatever, as weird as that sounds, but it was, it was all kind of a game, so it wasn't, that serious. But so yeah, Briarslip's kit isn't Shadefang's, but he doesn't know that. Nobody knows, and Shadefang has no idea, and I'm kind of nervous about what's gonna happen. But one of the last sessions that they had was pretty interesting. I can talk about it a little bit. It was called the Moogly Hole, which my players named, I didn't name, but it featured Shadefang and Briar Slip, who was really pregnant at the time, which I was like, you know what, maybe she shouldn't come along on the mission. Garscale specifically was like, hey, maybe you should stay home. And Dark Frost was also pregnant at the time, which all of that craziness will mostly be talked about in Garscale's video. But as far as Shadefang knows, he was just like, oh, like my mate's here and my kit, and he didn't know any better. He's not like the smartest, is kind of what I think when I think about him. But Snake Clan found this whole weird hole that was kind of close to the border, and Mombastar sent out some cats to go exploring. The cats ended up being Shadefang, Briar Slip, and Cornpaw, is one of Mombastar's kits, and then Ginger Belly, who is Shadefang's like adult warrior daughter. So they go in this hole and they end up getting trapped in there. They find this little like oasis area, and Briarslip actually has her kit. She actually they rolled a 1 a few times and ended up falling, and I was like freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh, please protect Briarslip. But there was a little pond near, like in the cave, and so Briarslip named the kit Pike Kit, which, I mean, actually is supposed to be, a like nod at Garscale beat the dad, but Shadefang didn't catch on to that at all. This session was really cool, where there was like these like mushrooms that would attack them as they walked if the players in game talked, which was kind of fun. Briarslip, got really close to getting injured. I mean, she did get injured, but it was just kind of cool. The parents both like took care of the kit as they were trying to get through this like tunnel hole kind of thing. Pretty much the session ends. They find these 2 rogue loners named Crabmeat and Hook. They help them kind of get out, but the exit is actually in Mystic territory, and they run into a patrol. It was like Marshstalk, Wastripe, Petalpool, and I believe what's her? Oh, Petalpool. And they all kind of fight, but they end up going home, and it was fine. But yeah. So currently in the story game session, Shadefang and Briarslip are kind of in their own clan. It's still Snake Clan, but it's like in a neutral territory, which is actually the church, which I'll talk about in a bunch of cat stories. This cat named Cheeseballs lived there, but Garscale was supposed to go clear them out with another cat named Coralstorm, but didn't end up doing it, and all of that will be in Garscale's video, but they ended up clearing it out, and so now Briarslip is kind of the pseudo leader of the second clan, and Shadefang is the deputy, and then there's a few other Snake Clan cats that are there. Recently, so Garscale was supposed to, do this for Snake Clan, but he never came back. And no one really knows where he went until recently. He came back to the clan, and everyone was really suspicious. Mombastar kicked him out of the main Snake Clan area. He went over to the second camp, pretty much, to try to talk to Briarslip, because he had never even seen his kit with her yet until now. But Shadefang was really like wary, because Shadefang's really loyal to Mombastar and really loyal to the clan, so he was just kind of suspicious on why Garscale just like left for such a long time. And Garscale, being the kind of weirdo he is, was really like wanted to see Pike Kid and wanted to hang out with her and stuff, because like that was his first kit, really. He has 2 kits at this time with Dark Frost, but they came out really like weird looking, and he kind of just like doesn't want to even claim those or interact, even though they are his. He's just kind of noping out of that. Not a great guy, not a great father. So right now it's kind of sad, because Shadefang like is just kind of like weary of Garscale, even though they used to have this like really good relationship. But I don't blame him because, I mean, Grayscale kind of, did all this. So, yeah, that's Shadefang so far. Feel free to ask any, questions or anything. I had a lot of fun kind of drawing his new reference and chatting about him. Thanks for listening.